Hey, family, do not be in the comment section. Y'all are some spirited people. So remember, this is just content. And I lost my job too. So I'm here with you now, and we're going to get through this together, okay? But I did have a wonderful time meeting the woman who will be presented in today's audio presentation. Let's get started.
I don't want to talk about a third term now because no matter how you look at it, we got a long time to go. We have a long time. We have almost 4 years to go, and that's a long time. But despite that, so many people are saying, you've got to run again. They love the job we're doing. Most importantly, they love the job we're doing.
What?
Breaking news. Trump teases. Third term. There are methods for a constitutional workaround. President Donald Trump has sparked major controversy by refusing to rule out the possibility of seeking a third term in office, even though it's prohibited by the Constitution's 22nd Amendment. In an exclusive NBC News interview, Trump confirmed he's not joking about the idea and hinted that there are methods to make it happen, though he didn't reveal specifics. When asked if he had been presented with plans to bypass the term limits, Trump mentioned Vice President J.D. Vance running for president and then passing the role to him as one potential option. But when pressed for other methods, he stayed tight-lipped. While changing the Constitution to abolish the two-term limit would be nearly impossible, Trump's comments have sparked serious debate among political circles. Some allies, like Steve Bannon, believe Trump could run again in 2028 and find creative ways to extend his reign. Is Trump serious, or is he just trolling his critics?
Current news, President Donald Trump is not ruling out a third term. He said that there are methods and that he is not joking. Now, if you paid any attention in history class, you would know the only president to serve more than 2 terms consecutively was Franklin D. Roosevelt, FDR. Let me tell you how this happened. Way long ago, when George Washington was president, after his 2 terms, he stepped away, and it was an unspoken rule. It wasn't actually even a rule until FDR finished his 4th term. After FDR's 2nd term, so technically during his 3rd term, during his 2nd term, World War II had started. And by the end of his 2nd term, World War II was still ongoing. So in his mind, and the people, obviously, they thought that it wouldn't really make sense to switch presidents in the middle of a war. Same with his 4th term. And after his 4th term, that's when they ruled that presidents could only have 2 terms because they didn't want to take anybody to take advantage of power. That was a quick history lesson, but back to President Donald Trump.
Trump just said today he is not joking about running for a 3rd term. I'd support, but how would he get around the 22nd Amendment? He said there's options, one being him running as J.D. Vance's vice president, and then once J.D. wins, they would swap after inauguration. Not a terrible idea. George Washington stepped down after 2 terms, and that set a precedent in this country. But that precedent was broken by FDR, who served for 12 years from 1933 to 1945. But then after FDR, Congress passed the 22nd Amendment, limiting presidents to 2 terms. Hey, there's always loopholes, and if the people vote for Trump again, let us have him. Oh, so now you're blatantly defying the Constitution. Now we're trying to find a way around it legally. Oh, trying to legally defy the Constitution.
All right, guys, so what do you think? I can't read your mind, so you're going to have to meet me in the comment section. All right, so let's get ready for the rest of the presentation.
Valerie, focus us back, and we are digressing.
All right, so I'm focused again, and what I want to do before I present JudgeJoeBrown and Silk's introduction, I want to give you a little backstory so you know who this person is. Just in case you don't, I won't assume everybody does, but anyway, here we go. I forgot. This is going to be brought up in the comments section, so I might as well go on and address it now.
The irony and conviction is not being allowed to vote, but now political commentators questioning whether or not Trump could run for office now that he's should not be lost on any of you.
Yeah. You can run for president,
You can run for
but
president,
you can't vote.
but you can't vote for president. Okay, that's all.
Yeah, so that's all I've got regarding that subject. I'll touch back later, but right now, let's talk about silk of diamond and silk.
How great are they? I turn on my television one night and I see these two on television. I say, they are the greatest. What is it? They became an internet sensation. I hope you've you want to do a little routine? Come on, go ahead.
Well, first of all, I'm glad that the media can see us and all. See them? There they go. There they go. I see them. I see them. I want everybody to know, yes, that we stand behind Donald J. Trump. Yes, we do, baby. Yes. Yes. We support Donald J. Trump. Yes.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
Now I know you all are getting ready for the Thanksgiving holiday. You have the turkey in the oven.
Yes.
You got the ham bacon. You got the greens and the candied yams on.
Yes,
You done
baby.
already made the sweet potato, the pumpkin pie. And then you get the table set.
Yes.
Everybody sit down and have a meal to give thanks.
That's right.
And then now somebody want to bring up politics.
They want to jump off.
So, what I got to do is tell you all what to say to these people.
That's right.
As soon as they want to jump off. You got to come back with this. He's your president. He's your president. I don't give a darn if they start talking about what happened last week, what he tweeted yesterday. You come back with, he's your president. He's your president. They want to get at the table and start acting tripping.
Yeah.
All you got to do is come back with, he's your president, he's your president. Oh, if they want to talk about his tweet from yesterday. Or what he said to this one and that one, you just come back with, he's your president, he's your president. Oh, they may try to talk about all of this other stuff that's going on in the world and always trying to tie our president to it. But you just holler out and just tell them, he's your president, he's your president.
All right, to Diamond of Diamond and Silk. But here's how I met Silk, and this is what she had to say to Judge Joe Brown.
Judge Joe Brown is in the building. 323-646. 323-646. Welcome, Judge. How are you?
Greetings, ladies. Glad to have you today. And I think we talked night before last, didn't we? Let's see. Bannon House, I believe, was doing something, and you were on the board.
Okay, I can barely hear Judge Joe Brown, but Judge Joe Brown, first off, I have to stop and just bow down right now to the king. You know what, Judge? Let me tell you, I just want to scream and holler because you are the man. Listen to me. My family loved you. My mother loved you. My father loved you. My sister, Diamond, she loved Judge Joe Brown. My entire family adore you, and they appreciate you for being real. So I just want to say thank you. I am excited to be here talking to you. God bless you, sir.
Well, thank you for your own work. I
So
was
you
saying.
promised me a scream. Wait, Judge.
Oh,
you
yes,
promised
yes,
me a
yes,
scream.
yes. Oh, my God.
There we
Judge
go.
Joe
Now I
Brown
can
is in
talk
the
back.
house. Yes.
Okay. All right. Can you hear me better now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. We can hear you. You're very clear. Thank
I
you.
had these headphones on in reverse fashion, so the mic was in the back. Look, that was you, wasn't it? I couldn't really
Yes,
see
it
because
was.
I was standing. Yeah, okay.
I texted a little bit, but if you know, how is Silk holding up, and what would you like us to know about your memories of Diamond and her legacy?
Well, Silk is not holding up really well. She's having a hard time with it. I called her numerous times, and, you know, they were just very loyal people. Our great First Lady, Melania, was really something a number of years, a long time ago. She said, there are two women on television that are absolutely incredible. They love you so much. And that's the first time I ever heard of Diamond and Silk. I said, well, let me see it. And they were just great. And they were loyal, and good times, bad times, it didn't matter. They were totally loyal. And we're going to do a little service, I think, for Diamond. And we're going to do it up in, and and I don't think the date has been set yet, but it's going to be set pretty soon. We'll give her a service that she really deserves. These are two terrific people, and never complained. Life wasn't easy for them from day one, and they were just like special. I'll never forget when Melania came in. She said, "You have to watch this. These two women are amazing," and it really took place then, and they've been loyal ever since. And then we had this really unexpected, as far as I'm concerned, and it's two great women. We have one left, but the other one's looking down and very proud of her sister.
And for him to even speak on just to speak openly about the past, and him picking up the phone and calling me and sorting things out, and just with this individual saying to me, Silk, do whatever you want, however you think Diamond will want it. I am going to pick up the bill. I'm going to pay for everything. But not to make this political, I just want to say that I'm humbly grateful and I am honored. It absolutely it's helping me get through everything. And everything is surrounded around the same thing. However, just to be able to keep my sister's legacy alive, and she's still, like I tell people, it's still Diamond and Silk. She's still part of the brand. When you see me, you will see her. If you don't like seeing her, then you can look the other way. But that's how it is going to be in my world. I wear my diamond earring in my ear. I know I had lost one diamond earring, and then I made sure the one in the right ear, because she sat on my right side. It was always there in my ear. So I feel like she's right there with me, despite. And one thing that, when I spoke at her celebration of life ceremony, one thing I said that this voice that came to me, it said, I needed her more. And because I am spiritual and I understand it from that perspective, I know that she have to be where she's at to continue this sphere that we're going through right now, why I am realistically down here, still on earth, fighting this sphere. So I understand it. I know it. It gives me comfort in knowing it, and I have to continue to move forward, because it's nothing I can change. I can't change anything. And one thing that Diamond used to say is, if you ever want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. Let me tell all of you all, I had no plans for none of this, no plans whatsoever. But guess what? This is the cards that I was dealt, and baby, I am going to play each and every one of them.
Amen. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your work and resistance.
Judge Joe Brown, I don't mean to interrupt you. Thank you for that great history lesson. I just think that a lot of times they want to implement, because a lot of people are unfortunately unlearned or ignorant to our rights that we have here as Americans. So you have people that like to pull a wool over people's eyes and say, okay, we're going to do this. But see, if you have nobody to fight against this that they're doing, then what happens, before you know it, you think that that's law, you think that that's right, when actually it's breaking the law. I mean, just look at, like you talk about Chicago and all of these other different places, okay? There was fire going on, bricks being thrown through the windows. Who put the bricks there?
You can go on the site and you can see it. They say, we organize and provide transportation and communications for and demonstrations. What they were doing when you sent money into them, you were financing people setting up these things, piles of bricks here and there, so no construction going on, but convenient, neat piles of bricks a few days before something was going on. Why did no one go after these folk?
Well, because there was a part of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a difficult thing to prove a case like that. I know I've been working in this field for 50 years. So why did no one go after them? See,
it's
but that you said it. They're part of it. They're part of it.
Yeah, even down to when you talk about how, you know, when you want to an election and what Congress is supposed to do, you know, I really feel in my spirit, they really did not want President Trump. That's why all of the cheating that was going on, activities that was going on, it took place back November the 3rd, 2020. They did not want President Trump. That's why they shut everything down so that they can go in and do everything that they needed to do to.
Well,
okay?
You know what it is?
I believe. Go ahead.
You know what it is? It's a continuation of something that they started more than 50 years ago. They're trying to make a world. And I'm sorry. There are boys and girls in this world. They aren't the same. And they want to tear down the society in order to make it that way.
And that's why I asked, where's our pastors at? Where are our leaders at? Where's the church at? You know, I had to go to Sunday school, and they had to teach me certain things. They taught us certain things, right? Where are they at in the midst of all of this? And it seems like our churches even have went under, and they've gotten scared. I guess that 501c3, you know, they want to keep that to be, you know, tax exempt, evidently. But where are they to teach?
It isn't 501c3. They want it to keep flowing into the collection plate and play pulpit. Not all of them, but too many of them. I haven't heard a sermon in 30 years about. It's all been about belief and nothing about behavior. That is ridiculous.
Yes, it is. But then when I see a lot of the parents. When I see a lot of the parents going along with this foolishness.
Well, the parents don't know how to be parents. It's trendy. Remember, you don't have to work at it. You go get you somebody you might want to marry. The first time you squabble, you file for divorce. And then you go back out there, you stuck with children, no daddy around and no mama around, whatever the devil the situation may be. And everybody thinks it's more important. And instead of trying to find out what's going on in a family, what they wind up doing is they get trendy. I don't study, but I like to watch, and this seems like the thing that everybody's doing, so I guess I should do it for my children. It keeps them so they're not prejudiced, and that's so horrible to be prejudiced against anyone, so I will take them. No.
That's right.
Let me say this. I was in Wilmington not long ago. It was a debate with somebody that was trying to speak at something the public library up there had that was supposed to inspire young men to get active in their communities, and he was in there telling them that young men are a failure. They should step aside and let the girls save the community. They don't even need to try, which was stinkingly ridiculous. And boys didn't hit girls. Now you got it approved. If he claims to be a girl, he can get in a boxing match and supposed to be reserved, break all of them up, put two of them into a coma, and applaud it.
That's right. Now you right about that, sir. That's right.
And then you know what the men have to do that you women shouldn't have to do. The Titanic is going down, and there aren't enough lifeboats. You're supposed to say, ma'am, you and your child have my seat. I'll drown with the ship. That's what it is to be a man.
Yeah.
See, so
that's right.
It's interesting. And the other thing, Pew is getting a lot of traction in the rest of the world, but they ignore it here. They're saving the world from a resurgence.
Well, you know, my deal was this, sir. You know, we were energy independent.
Well, here's the where it makes sense. The rip-off. You see, by federal law, here's the deal. For every barrel of imported oil that goes into the U.S. oil reserve, the importing or the sponsoring oil company or the oil company that's selling the stuff on consignment gets $5 extra per barrel over the market price, whatever that may be. Also, there is a rule that 5 to 25% of all imported oil has to go into the oil reserves. Now, there's enough already in the reserves just on the main island of Oahu in Hawaii to run the U.S. economy at 150% of the current rate for the next century if we never pumped another drop. But you see every time they import oil, 5 to 25% goes into the oil reserve, so they get an extra $5 per barrel, which is an enormous price. Well, our oil companies sell it for them on consignment, and they already get 10% of whatever the OPEC countries get. So they're part of the operation. They aren't paying that. But in any event, when OPEC, let's say, raises the price of oil, the oil subject to the increased price arrives in the U.S. a minimum of 6 months, more often 14 months after it is pumped out of the ground at that price. So you have oil that hasn't even gotten into the pipeline, but U.S. oil companies are charging the public the new prices that do not reflect what they actually paid for the stuff they were refining.
Wow.
So it's a total rip-off. The other thing that is really obscene is that we have started granting what are known as biological patents. And that means if you make a biological discovery, or let's say you come up with discovering a new plant species or something, or you breed a new strain of some kind of something alive, you can get a patent on it. Well, the problem is that fossil fuel required an ancient bacteria to turn it into oil, usable oil. And the problem was that it was supposed to be extinct. But thanks to global warming, they discovered that the stuff was alive and well in some Canadian lakes. Somebody discovered that, patented it, sold the patent rights to the oil companies, and they're sitting on it. And basically what the patent reveals is if you took this newly rediscovered fossil bacteria and you took a field of garbage and you infected the bacteria and you waited 6 months, you'd have what you needed to refine into oil that would burn quite nicely in an internal combustion engine. But, of course, we don't get advantage of that because they sit on it.
Wow.
So it's a wowee whoopee-doo thing, and everybody makes profit, and billionaires are made, and billionaires get to be more billionaires, and we suffer, and we get chumped off, and we can't even keep a job because there aren't that many to go around, and somebody with the bright idea, we got a pretty thing going here. Let's keep it going.
Yeah. Wow.